Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me. Today I wanted to share a little bit about the journey from spiritual awakening to the 1 year transformation. I have posted 2 videos separately. One about my spiritual awakening incident or 7-day journey, and one or a few videos or shorts about 1 year transformation. And in this video, I wanted to share the journey in between. Although if we look at the spiritual awakening video versus the transformation, it's a day and night. And it would be injustice to not record this video to show the journey in between, because that was very challenging. It was very struggleful. So I didn't want to portray 1 year transformation and portray everything wrongfully, that from awakening to the transformation just happened in a blink of eye. So I would like to go in depth about each and every experiences, but I'm not gonna do that here. I'll probably create separate videos. So if anybody's interested in going deeper, it's beneficial to them. But that 1 year had a lot of painful experiences, lot of ups and downs, lot of cleansing. And we get cleansed in every aspect. And that is 1 year transformation. It doesn't mean that my cleansing has ended, but I could feel that I'm much more stable than I was in this last 1 year. So I'll start with physical first, because that's what I have gone in my transformation. I've explained physical, emotional, spiritual transformation in my self-transformation. And then I've explained about relation transformation and professional transformation. So I will keep the same order, or try to keep it the same order. So in myself, I went through so many physical symptoms, painful symptoms. And some people do question that how is that possible? Because spiritual awakening or Kundalini awakening is all blissful experience, and it's not possible. But I guess people who hasn't been through that stage where it's a spontaneous spiritual awakening, where you really feel like it was a blast off, then it's hard to comprehend it. But physically, there were, and every person who has gone through the spontaneous awakening or spiritual, their symptoms are different. Their journey is different. So I'm not quoting that this is the only thing that can happen, but I'm just sharing my painful experiences, because I know I've spoken to a few people who has also gone through their spiritual awakening and Kundalini awakening and have a lot of questions, like are these all normal? So first, physically, you have just emptied your whole self, like there is nothing inside. Yes, of course you have organs and everything. And it's hard to explain when you say that you're physically hollow from inside. And that's what I heard from other people as well, who were asking me that, is this normal? You really feel very, very hollow from inside. And that's why it's painful, because now everything is going in. There is no filter. There is no layer. And it's affecting to your core. And so going to, when you are trying to hold a conversation with someone, or you're trying to go into a place where there are multiple people, or even just a normal place where you were able to walk normally before, and now just walking in, coming out in 5 minutes makes you painful. What does that pain means? It's severe headache that cannot be explained. It cannot be cured with medications, pain medication. So it's pounding headache. You feel that your head is just going to burst. So some of the symptoms that you experienced during the awakening process, you continue to feel it throughout the days, weeks, and months, and some people have it for years. So a lot of physical pain, burning. Some people also have rash, significant skin rash. So those were very painful experiences I had. And how often? I had multiple times during the day, at night. There is no timing to it. And it's very, very difficult physically because you were just running your normal life. You had schedule, you had activities and tasks to do. And now this blasted energy within you, it has a lot of energy, but your physical matter cannot keep up with that energy. It takes sometimes months or years to get to the same energy level that has been just poured into you. So physically, your muscles are in pain. You're physically very fatigued. And that fatigue is not just like, oh, you take a nap and you feel better, or you you go to bed at night and you feel rested in the morning. It's just a deep, bone deep fatigue that cannot be explained. I'm not sure if anybody has experienced fibromyalgia. It's even 10 times, 1,000 times worse than that. So constantly, you just feel like you're dragging yourself. Constantly, your head is hurting. And your eyes are burning. Your back is constantly burning. And somebody will just touch your back and you feel like there are needles being poked. You become so sensitive because all your muscles are on fire. So those are the physical symptoms that I went through. Then my emotional, oh boy, I cannot talk enough about that. Emotional roller coaster. At one moment, you feel a bliss because you have met Shiva. You have connected with divine energy, and you feel so pure, and you are in a bliss. And the next moment, those many bursts of emotions are coming out because energy is just cleansing everything, all the emotions, and it's really scraping through each and every corner of you, your soul, your consciousness, your memory that we store, not our physical body, not in the matter, but in everything that is stored in our from many births. It's slowly being scraped, and sometimes you can pinpoint that, oh, this is coming, like you're reliving one of your earlier years in your life, that, oh, so and so did this, or you had relationship issues with anyone, and then you are reliving those moments, and you're emotionally experiencing it, but now it's cleansing it. So you really kind of feel after grieving over. So you're going through each and every relations in this life as a grieving process, because now your old self, those layers, like what you call yourself, like Nisha has literally died, right? Like your old self has died, and all the relations with that identity is literally dying. So you are really reliving those emotions, and it's kind of like you are closing those accounts. It's so beautiful now for me to speak this way, but at that point, it's like you're reliving those pain or reliving those joy, everything. Like that's why I said it's a bliss and sadness. So the relations that gave you such a joy, you are reliving those and giving you happiness, and the relations that gave you pain, or there were some discomfort, you're reliving it, and then you're feeling those pain. But now the good thing, all those are cleared up from you, from deep inside. But those emotions, so if anybody is experiencing sudden mood changes and a lot of crying for no reason, it's all normal. There are some people who ask me these questions like, oh, I'm feeling this and I'm feeling this and I cannot understand. It feels like you have split personality or you're hallucinating. I know a couple of people who has gone through the doctor to get them physically checked, or gone to the psychologist to get emotionally checked, and everything is fine. All the reports are normal. but you still feel all these physical symptoms, emotional symptoms. And so it's all normal. And the third is a spiritual. So you might be religious before, or you might be, it just changes. It shifts towards more on, in my case, of course, it deepened everything. Before I was superficially involved in everything. Like if I would read a little bit of a Gita, I would have done that, or joining in the religious community, all those spiritual. But now, during that 1 year of transformation, or during that period, you're getting more and more deep to it. So if you're feeling it, just cherish it. Whatever path you feel. Like if you are Shiv Bhakt, and Shiv Tattva, then follow it. Go deeper into it. Feel that connection. So that's the journey I went through. Reading the scriptures became so easy, and then it felt like I cannot stop it. So imagining now, just for myself, imagining that what a personal transformation, but what a journey you go through. And it's really, really chaotic. Imagining your whole life is going, and now your old self is dead, and now you're becoming new person. But that struggle is unexplainable. It's unexplainable. That's why it says it's good to have a guru. It's good to have somebody who can walk you through the stages. And I was blessed that I had a guru. I have a guru who really walked me through this path. And I would sit down multiple times during the day and in a pain or in an emotional crisis, and we'll be doing meditation and transferring the energy. So that was the only thing that made me survive through this. Otherwise, some people who doesn't have support, they've gone through so many psychological issues and not able to understand how to handle it. So I was very blessed that Guru was already given to me before even my Kundalini awakening. And I cannot underestimate the power of Guru. So I'm very blessed. Moving on to the relationship, it was painful for myself, but also other people, especially my daughters, who were not able to understand what's happening, but it's completely new mom is being coming up. So that was very painful. You can't explain. First, you are not even able to understand what's happening, but all those changes, it's not in your control. The way I would talk, the way my words have changed, the way my philosophy has changed towards life. And it was literally 180-degree turn. That before I would say something like, okay, Mama, what do you think about this? And now I would give the opinion, I would give them advice, or I would give them a lecture according to them. And now it's like, why does it matter what I think? It's what you think. And that really shocked them, my responses, and the detachment that you get from inside. It's so deep. It's so deep. Like literally, you don't have any desire left. You have no like and dislike, and everything is just monotonous. So they can't take it. It's a very black and white life or mom for them. It was difficult, and it took them time to understand, and they're still learning. They're still adjusting to new mommy. But just wanted to share that if anybody's going through this and have kids, it's very hard as a mother to see your kids to feel a little bit disappointed with your answer, or to go through it when they're especially young and not able to understand. But I was fortunate enough, my younger daughter, she was able to understand it, so I could explain it. But again, so be mindful, if your relationships are changing, and with your family member, they may not be able to understand, and you don't need to try to. I don't try to explain it to them. So it's very common that your family may not be able to understand, and you just have to still try to learn to balance it, and you will. And that's why this divine knowledge that comes from inside, it just guides you when you surrender it completely. And the last part is like work or profession. It was very difficult to for last 1 year. I used to work so many hours, and now the whole thing has changed, and I'm not able to first physically work with all those physical changes. Emotionally, I'm not able to handle people, the materialistic world, because all the transaction, all the materialistic things, the world that runs onto was very painful. Connecting with people or having meetings or expecting certain type of work from people was very difficult, because this is all illusion. This is all not what your identity was. Before, my identity was, I am a businesswoman, I am the owner, or I'm a founder, or I'm a physical therapist. All that is dead. So what do I do? How do I work? It was very difficult. Certain times it will feel like, yes, the things are happening, but the next moment I'm dropping everything in the middle of the meeting. I would be having pounding headache, and I would have to conclude the meeting earlier, have to call my guru, sit down with them, transfer the energy. So those were very, very painful months. So I don't want anyone to think that after a spiritual awakening it's all rosy cozy immediately. We have a lot of layers that we need to that is shedding, and it's dropping, and until you really become a pure yourself. So don't let those symptoms, those painful experiences, or not knowing, emptiness, detachment, deep detachment, no desire, don't let those things trouble you or stop you from moving forward. And these are just the symptoms I'm mentioning for 1 year. Right now, the state that I am in, yes, physically the body, the physical cells have kind of caught up with the energy, but there is another deep aspect in some culture. We call it a deep dark night of the soul. There is also another phase which is called void. Both those phases are very important to heal through, which I went through in last 3-4 months. So after your physical and emotional, those superficial pain, how you've gone through, you've lived through, you've worked through, then now the next layer comes, is a deeper layer, which is first you get to the void, which is emptiness, and it's very scary. And then after that you go, the next level deeper is the dark side of the soul, which is where our deeper emotions, our own emotions are attached. Not the first layer is your attachments and with the outer world, but after you pass the void, the dark side of the soul is your deeper emotions that you need to work through, and that is very, very painful. So I'll be sharing in my next videos about those as well sometime in my few videos. But if you are in the first few months of Kundalini awakening or spiritual awakening, and you're having these physical, emotional, spiritual, relationship or professional symptoms, please, again, and everybody's symptoms are different. Not that this is the only thing, but it's the basic concept is same. So don't stop, keep working. I also heard from other people, and I thank all those people who motivated me along with my guru, but also other people that I watched, and they all kept saying. And I remember one time, during those times, like, just keep walking through it. And so I wish you all the very best, and keep walking.